Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So Wu Assassins is a Netflix action series that I was really looking forward to, mainly because of Iko Uwais from the Raid movies, Marantu, The Night Comes For Us, Headshot. I absolutely love him as an action star. And whenever I heard that he was going to be not only starring in this film, but he was going to really have a big part in developing this whole 10-episode series, I couldn't wait to see it. And now that I've actually seen all the 10 episodes, at least season 1 here, man, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I was so disappointed with this series. And so in general, what it is Iko Uwais plays this guy named Kai, and he is a chef, and he is involved with the mafia, the Chinese mafia, the triad, because most of it is taking place in Chinatown. So Kai, along with his childhood friends, I think there's Jenny, Lou, and so all of them are friends, and they kind of go on this journey together. And the way that this whole Wu assassin thing comes about is there is another side to the story, and it's a very mystical side. You know, there is magic involved, and it centers around these Wu assassins. And so Wu are these really powerful generals with special magical powers, you know, the power of fire, earth, water, and I can't remember the other elements, metal. And anyway, they are basically going to destroy the world, and these Wus are being followed throughout history to be assassinated by the Wu assassins. And so Iko Uwais, or Kai, is actually chosen. He's the chosen one to become the next Wu assassin, and there's been many Wu assassins before him. And so that's the primary premise of the story, and it involves Chinatown, the mafia, and that's the gist of it. And these friends working together. That's about the whole thing that you need to know about this, because honestly, there's really not much else to the story. And that's fine, but the way in which it was told in this 10-episode series, most of it was just boring. I can't believe I'm saying that. And even though the first few episodes I was like interested because there was definitely action at the beginning, and whenever I watch Iko in action, I'm like, all right, it's on, man. But then it started going to this whole crime drama, you know, mafia stuff, which we've seen many times before. But then when they got into the fantasy elements, I really thought about movies like the Dragon Ball Z movie. I know that sounds horrible, but that's kind of like the best comparison I could make. It was very cheesy. The effects weren't that great. Even though it has some pretty good actors and actresses who actually can do action, the story and characters, the way they were written, it just suffered, you know. And even with Iko's main character, I just didn't have any type of investment in him, actually any of the characters. And then a lot of times the series tries to talk about different stories that don't make sense. You know, there is this whole thing with Jenny, her brother, their family, and the restaurant and tradition, which doesn't make sense in this story. There's stuff about racism thrown in there, and there's like moments of horror as well, kind of like scary stuff. And then there's like the Highlander, believe it or not. There's elements of the Highlander in here as well, and even a little bit of the Matrix. And so it's all these different things, and they don't come well together. And it's unfortunate because Iko Uwais, whenever you watch his Indonesian films, like The Raid, Marantu, Headshot, The Night Comes For Us, those are absolutely way better than anything he's ever done in these Western type series. And that's with a lot of stars that come from other countries. If you think of like Chow Yun-fat or Jackie Chan, I love Asian cinema, and so those are the ones that I can think of. Their Asian films, their country of origin is like 99% always better than their westernized American films. It's just, however the story is being told and written, it just doesn't work well. And even though Iko brought a lot of his choreography staff with him, his action choreography, it was okay. You know, it's nothing compared to any of those other series that he's actually done in Indonesia. Those are so much better. And even though this isn't a heavily action-based series like you would think with the trailers would show, because there's not as much action that you would think, even though his Indonesian films, there was a lot of action, I still enjoyed the stories for like pretty much all of them. I enjoyed it. In this case, as I said a little bit earlier, I just got bored. Most of the times I didn't really understand why things were going on. And some things just didn't make sense at all, and by the ending, you just didn't really care. And that's probably the worst part of it. And it looks like at the end of Wu Assassins, they were setting up for season 2. But personally, I don't think there's going to be season 2 because season 1 didn't do enough to actually capture my attention. And when it came to the action, which is really what I thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to be a long series of really amazing action. The action wasn't even that great as well. It's more like average to mediocre. And that's pretty much what I could say about the whole series. It's average to mediocre, and in some parts just boring. For somebody who loves Iko Uwais, the action films, I love fantasy films as well, and I was really expecting more out of this. So those are my thoughts on Wu Assassins. If you have actually seen this, I'd like to know some of your thoughts. Or maybe there's some other action series, or maybe any other series that you've seen recently that you've enjoyed. Be sure to leave that in the comments area as well. So as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then check out my Gold Content Creators Group, where you'll get access to 30 videos plus additional content for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Gold Content Creators Group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.